Hey, beautiful soul. Welcome in for your weekly reading for November 14th through 21st. I'm Joy Giovanni, Joyful Medium. I help people get clear messages and guidance from loved ones who've already crossed over to the spirit world or from their own souls about their own lives. Let's get into the energy, potentials, possibilities for this week. I'm going to lay them out and we will talk about it. Okay. This first card is the Seven of Swords. Now, the energy of this card is that someone is not being fully honest. This can be as it relates to someone in your individual life, to someone in your community, or to a more countrywide or global person. So I want to say just being aware of those subtle energies. When someone's giving you information, allow yourself to be gently aware for this feeling or vibration of, yeah, I know that they're saying XYZ, but I feel like they're leaving out some bits. Or I know that this person's saying everything's fine, not to worry, but I'm feeling like there's a different emotion that's also underneath as they're saying that. And the truth is, sometimes people are deceptive. Sometimes people are not always honest, but you have the choice as to what you're going to pay attention to. So also an additional encouragement with this is not to be just only taking people at their face value, using your discernment, using your intuition, using those inner nudges and those feelings in your body of yes or no. Is this truthful or is this untruthful? And just making notes about what else you observe can be really helpful as it relates to the energy of someone that's not being totally honest or forthcoming with everything that they're doing. If you look, even the figure on this card is kind of looking back over their shoulder and dashing off with these five swords. And five, again, indicates change. Seven is about choices. So just be paying attention for some shady, shifty energy around you. Now, this next card is this Five of Wands. Again, five having to do with change. If you look at the energy of this card, it is a little bit combative, a little bit people going at each other, disagreements, not being on the same page with things. So just be prepared that this week might be a little bit bumpy in the energy. This could be as it relates to you engaging with people in your own life, workplace, world, but it can also be in the people around you's lives. So perhaps a close friend or colleague has a lot erupting in their life that they're telling you about, and they might not be telling you the whole entire story. And that goes for however this is showing up for you. The good news is, with these wands, with this needing to be available for information below the surface, be available for being neutral in a conflict or confrontation, is also this lovely Ace of Wands. Now, sometimes through difficult times, through truth coming to light, we can also, as a byproduct, have new opportunities being presented to us. So this ace coming in from spirit is an indication that there are new opportunities, new information around what inspires you, what you're passionate about. This might be a career, but not all the time is our career the same as what makes us passionate or what our life purpose is. So it's more that energy of who you are as a soul and what your soul wants to express in this lifetime. So don't be fully swept into this conflict or confrontation or disagreements this week. Be available for spirit offering you these new opportunities from the side. And remember, sometimes when an opportunity is presented to us, it's not presented in full form, meaning we don't know exactly how it's going to roll out. Our part is just agreeing to go to the mixer or agreeing to be on the Zoom call or the class or whatever it is. So saying yes to things that do feel like a yes in your body, that do feel interesting or exciting to you, but just know that there's potential that can come out of this little bit of chaotic bumps this week. And right along those lines is the Empress. I really love this card. The Empress is reminding you that you have everything you need, all of that divine feminine power to create, to manifest, to make your world as you wish it to be, not including other people's free will choices. But remembering that this divine feminine energy does not mean that we are in a gendered body, right? So male-bodied people can also really step into this divine feminine energy. It's about nurturing, but it's also about that power of creativity, of inspiration, of creating something from nothing. So part of this inspiration, this opportunity coming in from spirit out of this bumpy week might be having to do with your own creative solutions, with you finding a way to still be creating what you want, with you finding a way to infuse love and positivity into situations, with you finding a way to focus on that true essence of your soul and who you are, and not getting caught up in the mix of lies someone's trying to tell or spread, conflict someone's trying to create. You can look from that overarching, wiser, fuller position. This last card is the Devil. Now, this is not a scary card, even though many people think it is scared. Two things I'm going to tell you about this card as it relates to this reading. One, if you look at these little chains that are binding them, they are very loose. They could just slip right out of this if they wanted. They are in the illusion that they are being trapped, but they are not actually trapped. So you might feel stuck, or like you don't like the menu offerings this week with all of this chaos that might be ensuing. But remember, you're not stuck, and there are always choices. And what this card especially invites us to, and I want to double down on this because of this card of inspiration and this divine creativity that's available to you. Sometimes our own bad habits can get in our way. And this is not about judging yourself as good or bad, but what are you doing that might be standing in the way of you taking advantage of these options, opportunities, saying yes to that party or event, saying yes to this creative opportunity, this brainstorm opportunity, whatever is showing up for you this week. Are there things that you are doing that are either consciously or unconsciously sabotaging those opportunities for you? And this could be you deciding, oh, you're going to let your mood be totally affected by gossip that's happening at work, instead of taking the higher ground, the higher perspective, leaving the break room, and not involving yourself in the gossip, right? So it can be as simple as that. Sometimes this can also indicate addictions or behaviors that we are taking part in, patterns that we're taking part in that we know are not the healthiest option for us. Don't be deterred and sucked into these unhealthy choices. Realize any unhealthy choices that you're making and just allow yourself to shift, right? We don't need to be bogged down by whatever this heaviness or disagreement that is showing up this week. We don't need to allow our own patterns or beliefs or bad habits to drag us down into whatever this is this week. So hopefully this has been helpful for you and makes a lot of sense. I am so grateful to do these weekly readings with you. If you are not already a part of my VIP email community, just go to my website, joyfulmedium.com, and drop your name in the offer that's on the homepage so that you can start getting the emails. You'll get the weekly readings, the weekly podcasts, and access to any opportunities, any free learning or healing sessions that I'm giving all of the time. You guys are the first to know in the email community. Big hugs, lots of love. Bye for now.